Remember when the neighborhood Victrolas used to play that?
Clap hands. Here comes Charlie, stumbling, me and my boyfriend.
You gotta see Mama every night. You can't see Mama at all.
Those tunes make me think of a cheerleader back at Montclair High. I can't recollect his name, though.
Joe Scales. Something, eh?
Flaming Youth had really caught fire. Except at our house.
In our house, there was Dad.
And he acted as though our generation was riding straight for the devil.
In a stripped-down Ford Model T, suitably inscribed, "Chicken, here's your roost. 4 wheels, no brakes. The 10 you love to touch."
Those old jalopies were just as good as our car.
Remember riding in the Pierce Arrow? Someone would call out, "I see 12 kids." And someone would call back, and Dad would shout back, "Those aren't me. You ought to see the ones I left at home." Once someone called out, "What are you doing in that old ark?" And Dad said back, "Collecting animals, like the good Lord told me. All I need now is a jackass. I'll finish."
The most embarrassing part is when he would play his favorite game when we went to a toll bridge. He tried to guess the nationality of the collector, and then he would say, "Hey, do my Irishmen come cheaper by the dozen?"
"Irishman it is. Sure that it wasn't for a family like that they told."
Sometimes it was a German collector.
"Ah, what the hell if we find out the German children? Drive through, on the house."
Even out for a drive, Dad couldn't stop teaching. Like when we drove past the factory, he would teach us how the factory set up the chimney straight by using a plumb line.
It was because he was in a hurry for us. All those study projects, systems, committees. Were you terrible as head of the purchasing committee?
The purchasing committee got wholesale from underwear to baseballs. And look at the savings we made when we ordered canned food direct by the truckload.
I seem to recall the purchase of 96 jars of peanut butter.
Everyone likes lots of peanut butter.
Not me, not anymore.
The committees were a wonderful idea. They showed us how to eliminate waste motions and make things easier for Mother.
You girls didn't talk like that back then. All you talked about were boys and dates.
Because a boy hardly dared call our house. That little cheerleader did everything but nail a quarantine sign on our door.
I remember Anne burning up. "Oh, I'm living through what can only be described as hell."
Oh, and Dad picked that particular time to step up the efficiency program.
You didn't exactly pick that time.
Well, I didn't mean that.
Sure, none of us knew. A lot of times it just seemed like Dad was extra impatient.
Like the time the lady psychologist came over to give us those examinations.
We didn't know about those exams. We didn't know it might mean that Anne could graduate ahead of her class.
Dad's master plan. He was trying to get Anne to graduate early so she can help with Mother in the long run.
Mother needed all the help she could get. Well,
yeah. She didn't know the exams meant anything. Well, she didn't know that Dad had been planning with the school board for her to graduate early.
but she missed dinner and most of the tests. Dad was wild.
He kept checking his watch every 3 minutes. If the lady psychologist hadn't been there, he'd been roaring like a lion.
You and I finished early. So did some of the others. I guess they'd gone upstairs.
That music, it isn't coming from down the street. It's coming from upstairs.
One in the boys' bathroom.
The girls.
Of all the junk.
Oh, Dad's mad enough as it is.
Boiling. You better switch them off.
Before Dad comes...
Quiet. Shut those off. I said quiet. You too. Who's playing those?
I don't know.
Anne didn't come in? Well, did
Was ist das? Das ist the ball. Ist das the
Fine.
ball?
All the time you take memorizing those stupid songs
What is the
is
ball?
improving your mind. You can recite the Quran forwards and backwards. No,
Boys.
how about we wind up the Victrola and just have some more jazz now then? How about that one about I love my sweetie forever and a day, da-da-dee-da. How did you do on that woman examiner's trick examination?
Well,
All right.
practically perfect.
Me too.
You certainly finished pretty fast. You and whoever turned on those records.
Bonsoir, mon père.
Nothing.
Well,
You don't say the Quran. Okay, I will write them again. But trust me, it's better than the average. Now,
we bought those jazz records with our own money and earnings. Besides, who wants to recite the Quran back?
but still, look at these report cards you brought home.
What's so wrong with the B average?
Last year you got straight A's.
Last year I skipped a grade. It takes a while to catch up.
Still the same. All these afternoons at the drugstore with boys, listening to jazz and drinking sodas. I told you it wouldn't help your marks, and this proves I was right.
We hardly spend any time with boys.
Ah. We don't have what some people would call a normal social life. Some people have dates on school nights.
It's practically night now, and a school night. And where's your sister?
We told you 10 times.
She went to a movie with the boy.
Oh, she's missing the test. She missed dinner. She knows she should be home.
No one with her.
She remembered your rule, a brother on every day.
But she's making him miss the test as well. Why didn't she just bring that boy to the house instead of going off like that?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because of the way he scared Joe Scales. He's got the rest of the boys afraid to come here. Even that friend of mine.
You mean the one with the motorcycle? The one who keeps buzzing the house at all hours with that noise contraption?
He's trying to work up the nerve to come in.
What's he afraid of?
You!
Me? Why should any boy be afraid of me? Oh,
I think it's back!
tell him your father's leaving for the World Management Conference in Europe. Tell him he won't have to work on his nerve much longer.
He already told him.
He's stopping! Maybe he'll come in! Oh, there he goes.
Joe Scales' car was much louder.
I hear Motorcycle Mac.
Still working on his nerve.
Is Ann back yet?
No, for all I know, she eloped.
Oh, she went to a movie.
Mrs. Gilbert, I'm not getting any help in the kitchen.
With all these examinations, things are upset.
Hop to it.
Martin earned better seat of the babies.
I'm not supposed to help in the kitchen. What about Dan and Jackie and Lillian, too?
They're finishing up the exam.
Now I know why they're taking so long.
I thought they were screaming at dinner.
Who?
With the woman examiner.
Miss Brill.
She came late and was trying to catch up. Jackie tried to be so helpful. No need to gobble your grapefruit like a pig. If we finish before you, we'll wait till you're through.
They made a bad impression.
And Lillian.
She thinks family rules apply to guests.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't pass you your dessert until you finish your lima beans.
Oh, and the way Jackie asked if what Miss Brill had to say was of general interest.
As a matter of fact, I don't think they care much for Miss Brill, and I don't either. I don't think she's being very fair.
Of all the fine teachers in that school, we just had to get that one.
Yeah, and she's not marking the papers very fairly either.
And she's blocking my most important plan.
Plan? I thought this was just another one of the school's research projects.
That, too.
Does this have something to do with all your trips to school?
With Anne's record, it's ridiculous that she still have to mark time with her class. With her marks, it isn't unreasonable that she should graduate by the end of this semester.
That's going awfully fast. She skipped a grade last year.
Well, with her out of school, she won't have to worry about schoolwork for a while. You need some extra help around here.
But Anne doesn't know this test will have any bearing on when she graduates.
I worked out an agreement with the superintendent. He's working on a paper on the effects of home education, and naturally he came to the right source for that.
Naturally.
I told him I could let his Miss Brill snoop around as much as she wants. In return, he's got to do something for me.
She's going to give Anne her diploma?
If her mark's good enough, and by jingo it'd better. What is the matter with that girl?
Let's resume your talk. talking about your daughter Anne.
There's nothing the matter with any of our children.
You'll find that out when you grade Anne's paper.
And when exactly will that be?
She'll be back. She's the top in her class, but she's also the youngest.
Where did she go?
She went to a movie.
These tests are a little more important. They're for the superintendent.
I know who they're for, and they're important to me, too.
The superintendent directed me to give these tests. That doesn't mean I approve of anyone graduating ahead of her class. And if she doesn't show up, that's perfectly all right with me.
She'll be back any minute.
So, what have you learned so far about the others?
The results aren't conclusive.
Not conclusive? What's so inconclusive about them?
I have to interpret the results.
Interpret? Here's something to interpret.
What's that? You'll see.
What is going on? Test? Yeah,
Did you have a test back?
10 seconds.
Wow.
Great.
Doesn't count. Your sister and Bill are here.
Aww.
Now, Frank, what's 46 times 46?
2116.
Dan, 19 times 17.
232.
Martha, 52 times 52.
2704.
Good girl.
You coached them.
No, I taught them. Do you know the capital of Columbia? Do you know the population of Des Moines by the last census? Of course you do. But so does Dan here. So does Lillian. So does baby Jane upstairs. I bring her down when it's time for her bottom.
Ridiculous.
We will see this over. What's 16 times 16? 16 times 16?
It's 256.
Ha, good job. 17 times 17?
289.
Good job, Jackie boy. Boss, we better keep that kid.
If you'd like to ask to help you interpret.
I have all I need on these proper examinations.
No questions?
No.
Dismissed.
Frank,
Get on
tell-
with things. Snap along now.
Frank, tell Miss Fitzgerald to keep some dinner warm.
Sure.
There's no harm in home studies, but you should try to do some luck with them.
Why?
If everyone went for a regular education like that, there'd be no system left. There'd be chaos.
Chaos. We'll see how much chaos there is when you grade Anne's paper.
You can use the dining room table.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, I'll look over your shoulder.
I do mind.
Miss Brill,
The old goat.
you should go up and lie down for a little. Dr. Burden says you should lie down for a little bit after dinner.
He's an old goat, too.
A little rest won't hurt you.
Get him out of here!
Won't you ever learn?
Why always Dad's bed? Why not my bed? Or your bed? Or Ann's bed? Or Frank's bed? Why always Dad's bed?
I guess it's the Trex dogs.
Come in, Larry. My house.
Star!
Go eat.
Don't worry, don't think I didn't notice.
Notice what?
You know that silly part in the movie, the part all about love? I saw you two hold hands.
Oh, that's a lot.
And maybe like that happened for maybe 10 seconds. It was completely involuntary just because of the movie.
It was?
It was just that kind of movie.
Oh.
See?
Having you tag along is simply unendurable.
I suppose you think it's durable to me? I'm starved to death.
Brothers.
In case you don't already know, I have 6 of them. 6 berserk kid brothers.
I already know.
Oh, thank heaven.
Say, I bet you're getting hungry.
Hungry?
Yeah, I made you this dinner.
I miss dinner all the time. I hate dinner. In fact, if there's one thing in the world I don't care if I miss, it's dinner.
I don't seem very hungry either.
You did eat a lot of popcorn and gumdrops.
Of course, that never interfered with my appetite before. Say, would you like to go to a dance?
I mean, I could probably fit it in, depending on what it is.
Tonight, a bunch of the seniors.
It just so happens. Tonight I'm free.
So, I'll change it back for you in half an hour. Oh, and see, I'm really glad your dad is an old-fashioned. I'll let you go out to school night.
School night, wait. Larry, there's someone I have to talk to about this first.
Some other boy?
Well, he is male.
I think you were the kind of salty fellow. She should get a better day.
I'm not really, Larry. It's just, I told you before, and there's this test.
Honestly?
Honestly, I'd rather go to a dance with you than with anyone.
Well, that's different.
Oh, at it again. Maybe my back's good.
Oh, you shouldn't sneak up on people like that. You might cough or something.
I'm coughing with a mouthful of peanut butter.
A bill? Mother says we aren't supposed to worry Dad with unimportant worries.
She said I was gonna worry you.
I really hope I didn't get your father mad.
He won't. He better not.
Because I heard about your father.
A lot of people hear about Dad and his work.
It wasn't exactly about his work.
The way he eliminates waste motions and things like that.
To be honest, I was almost afraid to come here.
You haven't been listening to a little cheerleader like Joe Scales, have
How'd you know?
Honestly, the things that boy would say about my father.
He would?
You'd think he was some kind of monster, when in reality he's friendly and agreeable and has one of the sweetest tempers and...
Well,
So she's back, is she?
Dad must be calling to someone from the back of the house. When Dad calls the back of the house, you can hear him at the front of the house.
You mean that boy's down there right now? I won't shush.
Well, I guess
I
you
keep getting along.
better. Larry, about the dance.
I asked you to dance, didn't I?
Are you coming back?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Look at her.
I told you if I start dressing like the other girls, everything would be all right, and I'd be popular.
Popular. Missing dinner, dodging tests. By jingo, you've even started painting yourself.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. I can see the paint. And perfume. You've started using perfume.
No, it's just one dab, and why not? It isn't painting or makeup, and it smells so good.
Because it stinks up good fresh air, that's why not. You're going to wash it off.
Oh, Dad.
Now, you know what men think when they smell perfume on a woman?
I only know what one man thinks, and he thinks I should wash it off.
Thinks nothing. And you get in there and take that examination.
She's going to eat something first.
Me too.
Well, enough wasted time. All of this time painting your face, going to movies with boys.
Awful.
You go along to the dining room and report to Miss Brill.
And
Dad. No, Frank.
fine, you deal with it. Movies, perfume, painting. I'm so glad my other daughters are a little more sensible. Not quite so silly.
I think it's motorcycle back. There we go.
Hi, Anne.
Where were you?
Mother, I did maybe one dab of perfume, but I didn't use any makeup at all. See?
I'll explain to Dad later.
It's just color.
Your color's very good tonight, dear.
There's a reason. I think I'd like to get going on that exam.
Well, who'd you go with?
That fullback?
Larry. Mother, I had a wonderful afternoon.
You shouldn't have stayed out so long. We were worried about you, especially your father.
Why does Dad care if I do waste one afternoon?
He wants everything to be ship-shape and efficient before he leaves for Europe. Besides, there's this test.
Why did they have to send that Miss Brill?
I'm sure she's a fine teacher, dear. I'll go tell her you're here.
Well, what's up?
What's going on?
Larry asked me to a dance. He's coming right back for me.
Wait, are you crazy? It's a school night. What are you going to tell Dad?
I don't know.
Well, you better get this exam out of the way.
Yes, I better. Is it tough?
Same old IQ stuff. It's a snap.
Especially for Miss IQ of Montclair High.
I wish I could miss something else.
You're stuck with it.
For once, your IQ will be put to some good use. I can't wait to see Miss Brill's face when she grades your paper.
And I bet she's dying to bear down with that red pencil.
And even I didn't have much trouble with the written association part.
And the word association part, there's nothing to it.
She just shoots 5 words.
Oh, swell. I'm in an awful rush.
If I told you the 5 words, you could really pour it on her when she asks.
No, don't.
Golly, her mouth would just drop wide open.
Martha, I better get going.
You know, if she shot a word at you, you can shoot a whole string of associated words right back at her.
I better get in there.
It'd be wrong for us to tell Anne the words on the test.
Yes, it would.
It'd be wrong for us to tell her the first word is nice.
No!
Or the second word is black.
No, stop!
But
hair bird.
Why'd you tell me?
Martha, you should have not told her that the first 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird.
Gee, I'm sorry. And try to get it out of your mind. The first 5 words are knife, black, foot, hair, bird.
But forget that. After the way you two have been drilling them in, oh, good grief, I'm already thinking of the answers. No.
Are you ever going to get down to business?
Oh, right now.
I thought you two were seeing for dates.
Oh, we were.
Anne's just breezing through the tasks.
About time she did some breezing.
I think she has a crush on one of the boys at school.
Boss, I've created some charts that have duties and assignments, rotation of work. I want to get all this running before I leave.
I wish you wouldn't go. Dr. Burton.
Dr. Burton, Dr. Burton. What we should concentrate on is knocking some sense into our older daughters.
They're perfectly normal. At least they want to be.
What they want to be is wasting a lot of time. Time is too precious.
Is it really so important to go to this management conference?
A conference like this gives me a chance to explain motion study to the world. The world could use a little efficiency. Besides, it could be awfully good for business. Costs a lot for a family like this.
Remember when we first talked about the family we'd have? Our wedding day. A wonderful life and a wonderful family.
I warned you, children from the basement to the attic, from the floorboards to the chandeliers.
And when we went for a Sunday walk, you'd look like Mr. and Mrs. Pied Piper.
Mrs. Piper, shake hands with Mr. Piper. Mr. Piper, meet Mrs. Piper.
When I asked you, just as an estimate, how many children, you said, just as an estimate, many.
And that day on the train, when you tried to look so blasé, as if we'd been married for years.
When I took off my hat and you gave that loud whisper, good Lord, woman, why didn't you tell me your hair was that color?
I shouldn't have done that. It's just that I felt so proud of you. I wanted everyone to look at you and know you were my wife. I think the work charts and assignments are working out fine. The family's getting so it runs itself.
You've thought of most everything, Mr. Piper.
Thank you, Mrs. Piper.
I don't think she's taking the test seriously. She's just marking the answers on the page as fast as she can go.
She said something about being in a hurry.
Perhaps she has something more important to do.
What's wrong?
You're not supposed to leave the table until you're finished.
I am finished.
Are you sure? Did you answer all questions to the best of your ability?
Honestly, Dad, it was a snap.
A snap? We'll see just how much of a snap it is.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll just see how much of a... My goodness.
What's the matter?
There doesn't seem to be anything the matter.
No wrong answers?
No.
Just keep marking.
I will. My goodness.
Are you done marking yet?
No.
Just keep marking.
I can't properly mark a paper under conditions like these.
Yet?
No, not yet.
By jingo, I knew it. And we'll have the whole family in here. You're a chip off the old block. Oh. Now, as far as we know, your sister has just completed a perfect exam.
Dad, she's finished marking.
Well, as far as we know yet. And it looks like she's to graduate at the end of this semester.
What's this about graduating?
You were instructed not to mention that.
Why not? She already has her test.
But she hasn't done the word association test.
Well, then give it to her.
Here, now.
Sure, here and now.
All right, but this is very irregular.
Are you ready?
Oh yes, she's ready.
I guess.
You know how it's done. Try to answer the word I say with the word you first associated with. The first word, knife.
Stab, wound, bleed, slit, throat, murder, disembowel, scream, shriek.
Good heavens, you must have an IQ higher than Albert Einstein.
I read a lot.
The next word, laugh.
Velvet, night, pitch, tar, ebony.
The next word, foot.
Kick, shoe, walk, run, stocking, dance.
The next word, hair.
Ponytail, pigtail, shampoo, louse.
Next.
Egg song, nest, fly, worm, perch.
But I didn't say the word, I just said next.
That's true.
You said egg song. Next. So that's it. You she know? And you knew the IQ exam too, didn't you?
No. I just said those words as a joke, sort of.
I see through the whole thing. You're all nasty little cheat.
Miss Brill.
I told her the word.
Me too.
Yes, you all cheated.
No. I was the only one that cheated.
I see now how you get ahead so quickly in school. I certainly recommend the whole thing be reviewed by the superintendent.
Just my grades, giving no one else's.
The lot of you.
Anne, how could you?
Oh, I don't know. Everything was going so well. I went out to the movies with Larry. He even asked me to a dance. This had to happen.
This sort of thing didn't happen till you got boys on your mind.
She's growing up. Other things are important too.
All day, missing dinner, missing part of the test, now cheating on the test. This is the end of that nonsense. Oh, this is the end of that nonsense. I won't have my whole program ruined by some boyfriend.
Dad, don't you understand? When you're the youngest in your class and you feel like you have to stay right up there in that top bracket the entire time, you miss out on things like leadership and sociability and going out to a dance with a boy you like.
Hey, is that ready?
Hi, Larry. I guess I can't make it.
The other date came through?
No, it isn't that at all.
Really, it's okay. It was your choice. Be singing that.
I don't understand why there's only time for studies and systems and getting more efficient.
And I don't understand. Oh, never mind.
I guess we just don't understand each other. I'll go give a head in the kitchen.
And
You don't understand. It was the only thing to do, really.
You're right, Dad. Let's go finish with the dishes.
I just couldn't let her run off to some dance.
And let's get back to the baby.
It's gonna be all right.
It's a question of the whole program.
I was painting the fence. It's still not too dark.
I'll stir the paint.
That's far more important. And just time is just too precious.
Sure it is, Dad. Well, I better go locate that dumb dog.
That's just the thing. Time is just too precious.
Well, they're all gone now. With them all out of the living room is certainly as quiet and peaceful.
Certainly is. I hate it.
I hear it too.
For some reason, that song reminds me of the day that Dad left for Europe.
The last time we were all together. Remember what Mother said? She was right.
When you're all together, it's the happiest time in the world.
She said it like she meant us to remember.
None of us had any intention of Dad dying until he was good and ready.
I think it occurred to Anne. I think something happened to her. Something that made her suspect.
She spent the whole afternoon at the school board taking that review exam. She was so late coming home, and Dad was worried he might not be able to see her before he left.
She was late because of waiting for the examiner to grade her test. She wanted something to tell Dad before he left for Europe.
The disagreement between her and Dad, Anne really took it to heart. She felt awful.
I think Dad felt even worse.
Even when we put on that show for him as a big send-off, he was laughing and acted as though everything was wonderful. But you could tell.
He kept watching for Anne.
And it was his favorite show too, our imitation of him and Mother.
I still know it by heart.
You always took the role of Dad, and I was Mother.
Remember? Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker this afternoon is Dr. Lillian Muller-Gilbert.
Why, hello everyone. Why, Charlotte, I love your new hat. And Jenny, you've got a bob. And Grace, I'm so glad you can make it. I won't make a speech, but I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Ooh, Mrs. Gilbert, did you really want such a large family? And if so, why?
Any other questions?
Who really wears the pants in your household?
Any other questions?
Thank you for your enlightening answers.
And now I would like to introduce Mr. Frank Bunker Gilbreth. Oh, please keep your seats now. Don't be frightened. He's promised himself to only limit his time to 2 hours and to only use the phrase, the one best way to do work, and only twice in one sentence.
Thank you. For the purpose of convenience, I've divided my talk into 12 main headings and 117 subheadings. I now commence with the first main
Mr.
heading.
Gilbreth, the superintendent of the factory must see you at once.
We'll be right on our way. Seconds. Oh dear. Are you all dry? Is everybody reasonably sanitary? Then follow me.
Mr. Gilbreth, I'm the superintendent of this factory.
You call this a factory?
Heavens, look who followed you in. Is this a picnic, or are those your children?
They're all my children, and trust me, it's no picnic.
How do you like my little Bolivians? Bolivians got cheap by the dozen, you know? You think I should keep them all?
I think you should keep them all at home.
Jackie boy, take the fingers out of your mouth and explain to the superintendent what's inefficient about this drill press.
Oh, that's a drill press?
Precisely. Lillian, explain in simple language.
The position of the hand lever is such that there is a waste motion after transport loaded and transport empty. And the whole operation is at a fatiguing level.
Go play along.
Mr. Gilbreth, tell your children to stop climbing over all my machinery.
Oh, they won't get hurt. They're all trained engineers. I trained them myself.
Oh, look at that little Bolivian squatting over the buzzsaw. Oh, don't let him squat any lower. I can't watch him.
Oh, he follows the bicycle. Well, children have to learn by doing.
I lose more children in the factory. You all keep away from that buzzsaw, you hear me?
Someone take note of that, so we'll know how many places to set for supper. Well, good day, sir.
Were we good?
Very good. Very, very good.
Daddy, it's your turn now.
Do your one-man show.
Oh, no time. We gotta wait till Anne gets home.
Your
But what if she doesn't get home in time?
She might be having trouble with the exam.
She'll get home in time.
Yeah. If she really does have trouble, it's just because they don't know how to put together a proper examination. Some teachers just don't know their business.
Daddy, please do your show.
Please, you always do the part.
You'll be gone for a long time.
Too much on my mind, really.
Your father's all sorts of last-minute things to tend to.
Daddy.
Too much on. Whoa, Anne!
Hello, Dad. Sorry I'm late.
How'd you do?
Did you show that Miss Brill and her school board?
I don't know how I did. Dad, it was a hard examination, but I tried my best, really.
Don't worry. I was just afraid you wouldn't get home in time.
That's a relief.
You know, you'd have been home anytime. You know,
I set out a stack for you. No decent food on trains. And there's ice cream and cookies for the rest of the day.
I love ice cream.
Yes!
Now, when it comes to ice cream, you're right on the job. But when it comes to projects, you're as slow as molasses.
Come on, Daddy.
It's ice
Oh,
cream.
fine.
Yay!
Come on, children.
Ice cream. Good.
Now, I'm glad you got home. How did you think you did?
Oh, I really don't know how I did, and I would have been home in time anyway.
Oh, well, at least you got the foolishness out of your mind, so you can concentrate and do your best.
Dad, I did my best. But I don't think I've gotten the foolishness out of my mind yet.
And
Dad.
She's studying for some
I can't help it.
I just thought you'd have more sense.
Dad!
I'm glad I'm not the oldest. By the time he gets to us, things will be taken for granted.
I just don't understand.
Sometimes he seems like the strictest father in town.
Yeah. Were there any calls from me or anything?
Larry.
Did he say anything? Did you say anything?
A little. I helped your cause.
How?
I didn't let him think you'd been studying all this time. That's so drab. I gave him something colorful to think about.
About what?
About all your other dates.
What?
What's the matter?
Oh, now he's gonna think, oh gosh, Mart.
Next time the motorcycle Mac calls, keep your brilliance to yourself.
I can't help it if neither of you two understand math.
Understand, men? Watch how I handle Mac.
He won't even slow down.
Well, he'd better.
What did you do?
Well, you know when he comes around the corner and he swings his motorcycle? This is the last time he swings. You gave me the idea.
What idea?
Nails and broken glass.
I was joking! I think he is.
Got him.
It's Larry!
What's Larry doing on Mac's motorcycle?
Oh no!
Whose idea was this?
The idea was that.
Not having you to run around, now you're trying to kill me?
Kill you?
We're gonna put jail for things like these.
You're not gonna put me in jail, are you?
Well, no.
You can if you want to.
How would I want you in jail? You have been running around with college boys while I thought you were studying. Even if you have accepted 3 fraternity pins.
You know, my ice cream is probably melting if you'll excuse me.
I still should have put the nails in the drive.
I didn't.
You know, my ice cream's probably melting too.
I thought you were so different.
I am different, I guess.
I used to think so. I used to think you were so sincere and knew about lots of things. The motorcycle, I borrowed it. I noticed too much damage was done to it.
Can I help?
No, you've done enough.
Aren't you gonna get any ice cream, dear?
I don't have much appetite.
Are you worried about the test?
The test and everything.
That boy?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Dad.
You're worried about Dad?
We used to understand each other so well. Now it seems like we don't understand each other at all.
Your father tries to do so much. Sometimes he gets impatient.
Oh, what is it? I mean, I don't understand. What is it if we do waste one afternoon in the drugstore with a boy?
He might have a reason.
Like what, Mother?
He might want to get as many of you through school as soon as possible. You especially, you're the oldest.
We'll all get through school. What's the hurry?
After all, Dad's long in his 50s.
Dad's young.
People get things wrong with them. Things like heart trouble.
Is that why Dr. Burton's always coming over?
It's nothing for you to get excited about.
Mother, does Dad have heart trouble?
You see, you're so eager to grow up.
Oh, Mother!
Of course he wants all of you getting ahead as soon as possible. Of course he wants everything to be as ship and efficient.
I've known.
There, darling, it isn't that bad.
Boss, I forgot to put up the cross-section graph. Look at that.
I can show them all later.
What is it, Dad?
1,000 lines long and 1,000 lines wide. That makes 1,000,000 little squares.
1,000,000?
You hear people talk a lot about big numbers these days, but not many of them realize how big a number 1,000,000 really is. You'll see it every day.
Do you have $1 million, Daddy?
No, I have 1,000,000 children instead. Somewhere along the line, a man's got to decide between the two.
I'll put it up later and explain to everyone what it means, Dad.
Later this afternoon. Don't you like ice cream anymore?
Me?
Now, oh. Yes, sir. Now, Mrs. Piper, accompany me while I say goodbye to the babies.
What toys are you going to bring back from Mr. Piper? Slide rules?
What a wonderful idea.
Tired of that mud guard.
What?
The motorcycle.
Oh.
It costs money, you know.
Oh, well, Martin earned and I could pay for the damage
It was
gradually.
all beat up anyway.
Larry, Dad's leaving. I better go see what I can do.
Sure, I'll be getting along. About the dance.
What? Dance? I really need to go. Sorry.
What do you mean?
Some things have to be pushed along. I won't have much time for anything after Dad leaves for Europe.
Going to a dance, that would be important?
You don't understand. I don't understand myself.
Not even the senior prom?
You mean you're asking? Oh, gosh, Larry, but I can't. It wouldn't be right. With Dad away, things have to be pushed along.
You won't go?
I can't.
Don't you answer the doorbell anymore?
Dad, I didn't hear it.
Oh, no, you didn't hear it. I thought you wanted to go to this dance.
Well, I do, but I really...
It looks to me like you're starting to grow up. I wonder if it... Good heavens! Good afternoon. Won't you sit down?
Oh.
I understand you're leaving, so I'll be brief. Did you finish working my paper?
The superintendent marked it himself.
Was it a good paper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's have it. I catch a train in a few minutes.
It's obvious to me she cheated again.
I couldn't have cheated. You watched me the entire time.
I don't claim to know how.
Please, did I pass?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in a hurry. Did you mark her paper?
Yes.
Was it a good paper?
Yes.
Was there anything wrong with that paper?
No.
Yeah, and...
Oh, darling!
I was worried.
That's what I was sent to tell you. She's set to graduate at the end of the semester.
By jingo, I knew it.
No.
Yeah, that's swell.
If you'll excuse me.
Now, that's great. Now,
What's 19 times 36?
Really?
19 times 36?
I'm not taking the test. Good day.
It's 684!
I'm so glad.
I was worried.
nonsense. Your sister did wonderfully.
Snake hips.
I knew she would.
Insisted she take the exam. Forced it on her, really.
I really didn't cheat that first time, Dad.
I know. Martin Ern explained the whole thing. I haven't felt this good in years. Now, I have to hurry. I'll be seeing you all. Did something? By jingle. What is it? 10 seconds.
Wow.
That's very good.
That's great.
I have to hurry. I'm leaving soon. Oh.
Daddy, do you have to go, please?
Oh. Here now.
Seeing you.
You say, here now.
Dad, there's
Yes?
just one thing I don't understand.
Just one thing.
Well, all your work to save time? What's it to save time for?
For work, you love that best. For art, for beauty, for education, for mumbly pank, if that's where your heart lies. It's for where your heart lies. That's what you save time for.
Right now is the happiest time in the world.
No waving goodbye nonsense. Get along with things. My jingo, behave yourselves.
Fred, get your mother a chair. Everyone, arrange yourselves for a family council meeting. Mother?
Mother.
Like all families, we must get on with the business before us. I now call this family council to order.
Before, while we're waiting, we have autograph books that picture of the cast. They're all willing to sign. The entire cast sold in their limited supplies $4. Right now.
And for our last 50-50 split the pie raffle, we made $53.